How's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Out and about, just driving, kind of clearing my head. And something came to me about women. Now, this can also, it's helpful for both, for men and women. Since I can remember, women typically do not chase men. Basically, they never chase men. What they do chase is looks and ambition. Now, it may sound a little complicated, but this is just my spin on it. You know, I'm just going by, there's no written rule. I know everyone's different. But typically women, if they see a guy that they like and he can, go back to what I say, make her feel a certain way, and if he has ambition, especially if they gotten together when they're young, that chemistry is something that the woman chases. Typically a woman that has some good morals about herself, or not even good morals, that's not even the right word, but if she wants something out of life, she's going to chase after that man that has the ambition. It's not so much so that the looks, the status, especially if they're young. Let's just say if they're young. She's gonna see something in him that's going to make her want to be with him. It's not, because if they're young, they're both broke. So she's gonna go for the looks. If he can make her laugh and make her feel comfortable, and if his game is right, he can pull her. And the cherry on top, if he's a jock. If he's good in sports, everyone knows that if a guy's good in sports and he's somewhat half decent looking, he can get just about any girl. That's just human nature. That's just the facts. But that may not be for all women. All women may not subscribe to that, but that is typically the norm. Women, they go after the most popular guy. They want the guy that everyone wants. Well, not everyone, but every woman wants. But as they get older, and if they separate, they start life and move on, go to college or whatever, or move away. As the woman gets older, the looks is important, but it kind of falls to the wayside. It becomes more of, what kind of man am I looking for that I can build with, have children with, that I can look up to. And also to be able to afford to live. Can't forget finances. So when they're younger, it's about fun, for women, and as they get older, it's more about stability. They're looking for that male that can check majority of their boxes, but not all, depending on how old they are. But I guarantee you, stability is going to be the top priority. And as men get older, since I'm a man, I can speak on how men think. Is that if we're in our 30s or 40s, if we haven't been with that person, for a very long time, like for past 5-10 years or something like that, we really don't care. She could be younger, she can be my age, close to age to the guy. But if that man is single, when he decides that he wants to settle down and start a family, he's going to go with a younger counterpart. So that way he can have children, especially if he's in his 40s or 50s, like I am. I'm in, like I said, I'm 52. So don't get me wrong. I know everyone says, well, it's a double standard, but yeah, it is, but it's not, because even when women were younger, they still went after older guys. And now men are old, the older men, they went after the younger women. It's just human nature. That's something that I think here in the United States is not really talked about. They call it age gap dating or age gap relationships. That's something that's typically not really brought up in the forefront. So it's kind of my take on it. Just pondering, just thinking of things about life and relationships. It's just my take on it. So tell me what you think. Leave it in comments. Good night.